this is how I do my voiceovers, and this is going to be my VEDA Day 15 video. It's basically you watching me record the voiceover that I did for VEDA Day 14. I have a pretty lengthy edit that I need to get to, so I'm actually editing this tonight and then scheduling it. I know, but you know what? I'm actually ahead of schedule now, so I can fully focus on the pain edit tomorrow and, just relieve a little stress. So sorry that this one's a little lame and weird. I'm not even really going to edit it besides inserting this at the beginning. And, I'll be nice and add music too, but that's it. So welcome to VEDA Day 15. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey everyone, and welcome to VEDA Day 14. Today I thought I'd show you how I make my 2-ingredient bagels. Well, technically there is an egg wash involved, but the bagels itself is only 2 ingredients, so I'm sticking to what I just said. Also, when you Google 2-ingredient bagels, the recipe shows up, so I guess they're not including the egg wash either. So the measurements are really simple, which is really great about this recipe. It's basically a 1-to-1 ratio of non-fat, plain Greek yogurt and self-rising flour, and you mix it together. If you want to make about 8 bagels like I did, you're going to want to use 2 cups of each. And oh, look at that yogurt a-ploppin'. Real appetizing. Ugh. After you've put the 2 ingredients into a big bowl, you're going to use a spatula to mix everything together until you get a shaggy dough. I don't know if what I had was shaggy, but my wrist was hurting, so decided to move on to the next step. Put some flour down and then knead the dough together for about 5 minutes. Make sure to really smack it afterwards. I don't know why, but I was really liking just smacking the dough. I think I had a little bit of pent-up aggression that I was just taking out on the dough that day. Who knows? I can't remember how I was feeling. Even though it was literally yesterday, I barely remember what I was feeling like an hour ago. So the recipe I use, which I've linked down below, says to knead it until the dough is smooth and elastic. I'm not sure how smooth or elastic mine was, but I pretty much quit after 5 minutes and say, hey, it's good enough for me. You then just turn them into 8 little balls, and next you just turn them into 8 little balls. Make sure you're putting them on a greased parchment paper or foil like I did. You'll notice I only have 6 on camera. Let's rework that sentence. Then just turn them into 8 little balls. You'll notice I only have 6 on the pan. That's because 2 got to be on their own pan. I found that last time when I put all 8 on that same pan, they got kind of a little too close together, so I wanted to give them a lot more space. Make sure that you also greased the pan and used either parchment paper or foil like I did. That way the bagels don't stick to the surface that you put it on. Make sense? Once you have your bagel balls, let's give those balls some holes. Once you have your bagel balls, give those balls some holes. Now, this part I'm not very good at, and though it was a little more successful, as you saw from the initial shots, I did have a few holeless bagels. Last time, none of them had a hole, so we've definitely improved this round. Once you have your bagels shaped, swipe on that egg wash and any extras you want on your bagels. I put on sesame seeds, and then put them in your preheated oven that you preheated before at 375 degrees that I did not mention previously, and cook for 20 to 22 minutes. In my oven, I cooked them for the full 22 minutes. Now, I also forgot that there was an additional step. I also forgot that there's an additional step that after you cook Now, I did forget that there was an initial step. Initial? Now, I forgot one part. You are supposed to raise the heat to 450 degrees after baking them for that 22 minutes. And then at that raised heat, you're supposed to leave them in for 3 to 4 minutes to make them more brown. I totally forgot that step, and they turned out fine, so I think that's an additional step that if you want a browner looking bagel, go for it, but I was fine with the bagels as is. And that's it. You have bagels with just 2 ingredients, and it basically took me under an hour. So, time well spent, I do say. I hope you enjoyed watching this very messy little cooking video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Did I mention that I was linking it down below? I don't think I did. I'll also link the recipe that I use in the description below, just in case this video wasn't very helpful, since I'm sure it wasn't. And that way you can go straight to the source instead of using this. That was so negative. I'll just put it as a edit note in the video. Okay, well that's it. So, cool.